Now, I've just picked up this brand new motorhome. It's the Birdsville LX by Avida, just out of Roberts RV World in Campbellfield, Victoria. Now, Campbellfield, if you didn't know, is kind of like the caravan manufacturing capital of Australia. So no surprise that that's where I've had to come to pick up this vehicle. But this is a very interesting looking van. Looking forward to getting it out onto the road and seeing what it's all about. I'm sitting inside a motorhome that I am becoming very fast friends with. This is the Avida Birdsville. It's the C7464. It's the slide out model LX. It's based on the Fiat Ducato, which is a vehicle that I really don't mind driving. It's nice and comfortable. You're up nice and high as you're going along the freeway. It's got a tight turning circle, bit of power, bit of torque. But what about the Avida Birdsville LX itself? Well, as I said, it all starts with this slide out that I'm sitting in right now. Like all slide outs do, it opens up at the push of a button, but it's not only got this dinette area as part of the slide out, but the bedroom as well. And that is a spacious bedroom. In fact, as soon as I stepped inside this Birdsville, the first thing I thought was, this vehicle is spacious. There's something that they've done with the layout here that I can't quite put my finger on that makes this vehicle feel nice and big. Whether it's the angular cupboards on the near side where the kitchen is, or it's the soft furnishings, or it's the loot and peak with all that space up there, I don't think anyone would sort of feel cramped inside this vehicle. The Avida Birdsville, it has been around for a number of years now. This is an excellent update. Now, what do you think about the timber look to the bench tops? I quite like it. I've actually seen it in Avida motorhomes before. And if we look over there, we can see we've got a little entertainment hub, a Fusion sound system, some USB and charging points, power points. They've even placed the controller there by the looks of it for the onboard TOURER hot water system. Now, would you believe it? We're in spring, what is it, late October, and it is freezing cold here in Melbourne. None of this makes sense, but the good news is this vehicle does have a 2 kilowatt diesel heater on board, and we are making excellent use of that diesel heater, let me tell you. But of course, we've also got a Webasto reverse cycle air conditioner. So if we didn't have that 2 kilowatt diesel heater, all would not be lost, because we actually could run that Webasto reverse cycle aircon off the supplied 3000 watt inverter. But look, that said, we have 300 amp hours of lithium battery on board as standard, but we've also got 840 watts of solar on the roof. Now let's talk about this bathroom. It's a bit different. So when I stepped inside this Birdsville, I expected that we would have a vanity unit on the rear wall, and we would have a shower on one side and a toilet on the other. That's the usual setup that you find in motorhomes and caravans, of course. This one's a little bit different. Toilet on the rear wall. We've got a near side cabinet for general storage, linen, a wall mounted washing machine, and of course a large shower cubicle on the offside of the camper. So it's a different layout to what you might be expecting, but I reckon the way they've arranged it, they've been able to maximize the storage options. And really, maximizing storage options is something that I think that this particular Birdsville does well. We have loads of wardrobe space actually inside this vehicle. Plenty of overhead lockers as well, and storage, beneath these seats. But on the topic of storage, that's where the loot and peak can really shine. Obviously, the loot and peak's supposed to be a bed, and if you're traveling with kids or a couple of other people, then great, use it as a bed. But if you're not, that loot and peak becomes incredible for storage space. Just take my word for it. So that's a little bit about the Birdsville. Let's take the grand tour. Okay, so starting at the front, driver's cab. But the great thing about motorhomes is the easy access that you get to the main living quarters. You don't have to step outside at all, which I think is probably a good thing from the point of view of safety, especially if you're traveling alone, right? So as I said, you got the loot and peak, and I like the fact they've also included a little safety barrier. So in this bulkhead above the door, we have the slide out switch. Push of a button, the slide out comes in or out. We also have a control panel for various functions of the caravan, so we can hit the water pump. We can hear that cycling on. We can see the state of charge of the batteries and any load being placed on them. Just a few other things as well. So here we have the kitchen. I like this setup, loads of bench space. I could see myself using this long term. Actually, now, speaking of the bench space, this is something that Avida has been doing, honestly, for as long as I can remember, providing these bench extension pieces. And look at this, it's nicely sort of recessed so it sits flush here with the outer edging. Just lift that up and it snaps and locks into place. Look, it's a great little cooking area, isn't it? So 3 gas burners, we've got an electric element, electric oven, leaky grill. So this is the other wardrobe that you have. Again, we can take out the shelves if we want to, and look, take this one out, and now we have space to hang up our clothes because they've included a little rail here. So this is the Avida Birdsville LX, and honestly, I really kind of like it. I mean, it's the storage space, it's the layout, it's the, you know, the way it's all put together, the fit and finish, it's the features, the appliances, it all comes together to make a motorhome that's really quite comfortable, it's spacious, it's got an indefinable quality, doesn't it? It's hard for me to put my finger on why I like it, but I do, and I really would love to be able to just hit the open road in this thing and spend weeks on end in this vehicle. I mean, the Birdsville's been around for a long time, hasn't it? Avida's been making it for a long time, for many years, but we're seeing more and more technology creep into vehicles such as this Birdsville. I love that little, you know, Fusion sound system over there. It's the bathroom layout. Look, the Fiat Ducato is a good base vehicle. It's been a minute since I've driven one, but going down the freeway with this thing, I felt comfortable. I was sitting up high. I had a good view of the road ahead. I really just need to be able to borrow this for a good 6 weeks or even 6 months and get out on the highway. That's what I want to do. So if you get the opportunity to check out the Birdsville LX by Avida, make sure that you do, especially if you're into that motorhome sort of way of life. I think you won't be disappointed. And as always, guys, if you like this content and if you want to see more of us there in your feed, make sure you subscribe to Go RV TV. Leave us a like and let us know what you think of the Avida Birdsville LX in the comments. We'll see you soon.